Here are 6 mistakes that I did when running ads, which I quite regret doing, but I learned a lot from, right? And hopefully so will you. So the first one is having bad expectations. What do I mean by bad expectations? I mean that I used to start running ads and expecting that I'll get triple the amount of the budget that I invested in a couple of days, right? And that is just not realistic. So what you need to do is that you need to set it in your mind that you are going to lose money. It's called an investment, right? You lose money up front, expecting to get more back. So that is essentially it. It was my mistake that, and to, of course, expect that I'll get much more money in a short period of time. This then leads to bad decisions because you become emotional if you don't get the money back in a few days. And when you become emotional, you leave logic aside and start making decisions not with logic but with emotion. So you start changing things that don't need to change, testing more than one thing at once, and that is just a disaster. So that is the first one. The second one is not running CBO campaigns. So I have a full video explaining ABO and CBO, what their difference is. But essentially, what I used to do, ABO, ad set budget optimization, I used to set the budget to a ad set specifically, right? So I used to say to the platform, Facebook, hey, I have this ad set, I have this amount of budget I want to invest in that particular ad set, and you have no choice, right? So I used to obligate the platform to spend the money on that ad set instead of leaving the power of budget distribution to the platform, and that is called CBO. So when I discovered that CBO is possible, then what I could do is not worry about how much I'm gonna set the budget per ad set, but I was gonna leave the budget distribution part to the platform, and my job was just to try and make the most compelling ad sets and ads, right? So that was a huge game changer for me. Another thing is that CBO allowed me to, which leads me to the third mistake that I did, is that I didn't test enough. So what CBO allows you to do is it allows you to test a lot, essentially. So you can basically just test as much as you want, because if the ad set or the ad is not good, then it just won't get the budget, right? On the contrary, if you run an ABO, then you can't really test that much because you set the budget particularly, and if it's not good, it will get the budget you set, so you will lose a lot of money. The third one, not testing enough. I used to basically run not a lot of ads, and I wasn't testing. So the point of testing is basically doing simultaneously, right? So you run a number of ads simultaneously, and you see which one is working better, right? So that is essentially testing. I didn't do that. I used to just put an ad, wait for it for 3 days. If it didn't work, shut it off. Put another ad, wait for it for 3 days. If it didn't work, shut it off. And I just ended up shutting off all my ads because ads need more than 3 days, and of course you gotta test more simultaneously. Okay. Continuing with the fourth is not having clear messaging. So I used to run ads for a course. The course was absolutely amazing, but it was my fault that I didn't basically show the message or deliver the message in the right way. So I delivered it in a pretty broad way. So it's just like saying, for example, let's take a marketing agency targeting tech businesses, right? So one ad says, we do advanced marketing services for tech businesses. And the other ad says, we help e-commerce businesses that are doing $1 million MRR, so monthly recurring revenue, at another $300,000 in a month, essentially, with email marketing. So if you compare these two, which one sounds more compelling? Of course, the second one is going to sound more compelling, and it's going to get much more clicks and much more conversions, and of course, it's going to be much more profitable. So try to be as specific as possible when delivering your message. Tell the prospects who you are, what you do, and how you do it. Essentially, that is. So continuing in the fifth mistake that I did, hopefully I didn't spoil the sixth one, so is not giving the same experience. This is a funny one. what I used to do essentially is I used to make ads differently from what my second part of the funnel was. So what do I mean by that? Is that essentially if I made an ad, and let's say that ad was quite funny, right? And so people thought it was funny, clicked it, and then moved to the landing page, right, to continue. So the ad was funny. When they clicked the ad, right, they were in a landing page that looked like a McKinsey landing page, right? So going from a meme-ish style to a McKinsey style, it was a pretty big difference. So this is a big mistake. Why? Because prospects want to feel the same experience from when they begin the funnel till they purchase, right? So you just have to, of course, be sure that from the moment they see your ad to the moment that they purchase, you have the same theme, the same font, the same colors, the same messaging, the same tone, right? That is essential. So that is basically a huge mistake that I did and did have a significant impact. And the final mistake that I did is not making it easy. What do I mean by this? Is that you want to make the process of, your prospect doing whatever you want them to do easy, right? So if I want my prospect to buy something from me, I need to make that very easy. So what I used to do is basically send people in a landing page that they had to read like multiple lines of text, paragraphs, and it was a hassle. So try to make it as easy as possible. Preferably, maybe take that large text that explains your product or service and summarize it, or just make a video of yourself explaining the product. It will be just much better. And of course, include the CTAs much more closely, because the first time I ran it, actually, you had to scroll multiple times until you actually found the CTA. So even if a person just wanted to buy and not read the product, and because they understand it from the ad, they had to scroll in order to find the CTA. So what I learned is make it just as easy as possible, right? Because it's just you just can't make it hard for prospects and expect that they'll buy from you, right? So these are the 6 mistakes that I did while running ads. I learned a lot from them, and now that I told them to you, I hope you also learn from them. Thank you.